I'm referring to institutional creativity and development. If you are building a house, the most important part of that house is the foundation. Because if the foundation is not strong enough, the rest of it cannot stand. And if you've ever been involved in a project, starting the project, that fundamental aspect of it is the most challenging. Because any mistakes you make, you might encounter its consequences in the future. But people living in the house later might be the ones to fix it. So if you come into such a building and you find a crack and you say you're going to fix it, and the crack is getting wider and wider and wider, and if somebody asks you, you say it's just the foundation, if those people had... But meanwhile, there's impending danger. So if PDP now looks at the same crack and says, wait, I know exactly where to get this right, I don't see anything wrong with it. And I think it's a feasible thing to happen, where PDP will come back and fix things that they know can be fixed, and they know how to fix it. And that's where His Excellency Atiku Abubakar's concepts, ideas, and policies come to play.
It would be irresponsible of me not to ask, when you refer to the issues of weapons expenditure and the processes that PDP went through, having come out and apologized to the nation over certain issues. Obviously, Dasuki Gate is the example that comes to the mind of many Nigerians when you talk about weapons expenditure. If funds are now coming out, for example, the $1 billion security fund, I just asked Garba Shehu about why it is that Nigerians don't have precise information in terms of where those funds are going to. Why is it that Nigerians should believe that your party has the credibility to come and essentially right whatever wrongs occurred in the past?
Very good question. I think PDP as an entity is watching what's happening. We want to do better, and we know we can do better. Nigerians should be skeptical of any government, but they should be more confident of people that they know have acknowledged that some errors were made, and now we have a plan to correct whatever errors were made, but more importantly, to move the country forward. Nigerians should also calmly ask themselves, because I believe in, I have a background in academia. I believe in research. Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? Is Nigeria better off today than you were 4 years ago? So even if there were errors, were they that bad? Did the country feel this bad? Was unemployment this high? Were food prices this high? Did the morale of the country, if Nigeria was a person, is suffering from very low self-esteem right now. So for me, I can understand the skepticism, I can understand the reservation, but then the measurable tools are how the standard of living is in Nigeria currently.
On the issue of, since we're talking about national security and you're referring to research, I understand that from 2015 to 2016 to 2017, there was about an 86% drop in killings, Boko Haram-related terrorist attacks and killings in the country. That, the bombings in Abuja, we haven't yet seen a bomb explode in Abuja, of course, since 2015. Can you say that there has been no improvement in the national security situation over the past 3 years?
There has been, but, government is a continuum, especially when it comes to issues of security. It will be irresponsible of me equally not to mention the fact that whatever investment or efforts that were made by the Goodluck Jonathan administration in that sector, we may have been reaping the benefit all this while. And so whatever it is that this administration is saying they're doing, I heard the previous guest say that it will take some time. So if it takes 2 to 3 years for you to get the equipment you ordered, it means that the equipment that is being used is from the previous administration. So if there's an improvement, you see it in a lot of things, even in the economy. When the economy is improving, it may be efforts that were made prior to the new administration. If security...
I'm sorry, Mr. Nwafor, I think it's very critical to mention here that the order that was made is for the Super Tucano aircraft. That's a particular order, but I understand that weapons were being ordered also from Russia and other countries in the interim.
Right.
So not all the arms were from the previous administration.
Correct, but some arms were from the previous administration. That's the point I'm trying to make. It wasn't as though there was a vacuum. And so I'm sure those arms that were made, those purchases made and those funds that were put in had some impact on the 1 or 2 years you referred to. So we can't, it's not in isolation. I would not be a good Nigerian if I said that I wish we had a detrimental national security issue. I would love to sit here and say, oh, there's an improvement. Of course there's an improvement, but it's not at the level that we had hoped for, based on the information we were given prior to this administration coming on board. Funny enough, I am a core PDP person. But however, when we lost the election, I accepted the fact that perhaps this administration was coming to bring about phenomenal change because I'm a Nigerian first. So I was excited like every other Nigerian. I'm saying that if you tell us that you've defeated Boko Haram technically, and you tell us you've defeated them in whatever adverb you choose to or adjective you choose to use, fine. But if people's lives are being interrupted in the Northeast continuously, you've set up the commission, we are hearing issues about the IDP, we're hearing about rice worth 5.2 billion, just, I mean, ridiculous scandals one after the other. It boggles my mind where things went wrong with the enthusiasm they sold to us.
You've referred to a policy prescription of independent monitoring, for example. What else it would be in place in terms of strategy? What operational strategy would Alhaji Atiku Abubakar bring to bear in terms of the war on terrorism in the country?
Actually, another aspect is the preventive mindset of the military. Oftentimes, you hear people say, Nigerians, we don't have a maintenance culture, but someone needs to start it. Even the security sector, in the national security sector, there should be drills that has nothing to do with reactive measures. You're here to protect the country. So there should be preventive measures all year round, all around the clock. We don't have to wait till citizens die or there's impending doom before the military would be able to react.
Thank you so much, Ijeoma. We've run out of time, unfortunately, but I just want to thank you for sharing your thoughts with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So I have been speaking with Ijeoma Nwafor, who is a policy analyst for the Alhaji Atiku Abubakar for President campaign. At this juncture, we'll take a short break. We'll be back in just a moment. Please do stay with us.